Happy Tuesday, everyone. My name is Jorge Marquez, real estate agent here in Covina, but also the surrounding areas in the San Gabriel Valley. We're going to take a look and go into a deeper dive in terms of properties that sold in the last 7 days in Covina. So let's go ahead and pop this up. I do this because I want to make sure that you have a general understanding what's going on a week-to-week basis here in town, not to just give you a standard market update, but more as to like who's buying, how are they buying, what's going on. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see, give me 1 second. This is my first time doing this today, so let's go ahead and take a look. So I want to do this every single week with y'all so you have a better idea of what's happening. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and go by each house one by one. But just to kind of give you an overall view, 20% of the homes bought in the last 7 days have been cash. The other 20% have been through FHA, and 60% have been your traditional conventional loans. So we had a lot of homes not give any concessions. So no money was given through the sale of the process when they were going through negotiations. So that still means that is really good for sellers, that they're not actually offering any type of concession at all. So it is still very much a seller's market. I know we had a couple of world events that have been going on, but let's move past that right now. So the lowest square footage price of the home that was sold in Covina was actually located on Miranda. So this one sold for $795. This one is actually slightly bigger than what we would normally see in the market in Covina. This one's 1942, and that's kind of standard when you do have a home that's larger. They tend to have a lower price per square footage than you would smaller units. So this one actually had a concession of $0, and this was a conventional loan. So let's go ahead and move back. The next one was a square foot price of $429. That one's on La Breda. So that's this one right here. This one's actually a condo. The square footage on this one's $1,442. The closing cost was actually covered here of $5,000. So they gave the buyer a $5,000 closing cost credit, and this was actually an FHA. Okay, and the next one, actually it should have been number 2. It was actually a fixer. So they actually listed this for $600,000. It ended up selling for $550,000. Definitely a fixer property. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. Actually, yes, three bedrooms, 2-bathroom home. This one's straight cash. No concessions were given on this one. Next, we have Pin Lane. So this one's interesting. This one's actually one of the newer developments that have been happening in town. You probably see the old Covina Bowl. They were selling these in the mid 700s, low 700s. I'm not specifically sure about this specific unit, but this home actually has 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. And this was a finished building in 2023, and this had 0 concessions. So very much happy seller here. And that was obviously a conventional loan. Our next house that we're going to take a look at is San Bernardino. On San Bernardino, let's see, where are you at? This one is also a condominium right here. So San Bernardino, this sold for $612. The price per square foot on this one was $469.69 a square foot. This one was a conventional loan. 0 credits were given to the or concessions were given to the buyer. All right, so next one we're going to go to Hollenbeck. This one is stated as a fixer property. So as we can see internally, we've seen 2 fixers already. They've been selling about $550 in Covina. This one, the price per square foot on this one though is higher. It does have a better curb appeal than we saw in the last fixer. This was $535,000. I'm sorry, 535 in terms of dollars. This is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, and it is a fixer, 0 concessions given. Obviously, that is a cash deal. We're going to go ahead and move on to Loma Vista. Loma Vista was sold at $705,000. This was a conventional loan. 0 concessions were given on this property. They have a pretty nice size lot on this one, a little over 7,000 square foot on lot size, tad bit smaller than your standard home in Covina. And so this one's actually at 1027 square footage. So, all right. So our next one is Nubia Street. Nubia Street actually sold for $725. Where are you, Nubia? There you are. Nubia Street sold for $725. This is also a conventional loan. 0 concessions were given on this property. Let's see, where are the internal? Okay, very dated home, but $725 conventional loan. Okay, the next one, Benbow. We're going to look at Benbow Street. This one closed at $790. All right, so Benbow is at $790,000. So this one's actually listed at $750. This one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. This one's actually an FHA. So FHA loan here. Private gated area right there. Okay, so I mean, it's pretty dated. They probably did some upgrades years ago, but I'd still kind of consider it dated. But they actually got, let me see, did they get any concessions? No, they didn't. So the square footage on this one in terms of price was $684.58 per square foot. And so this one's an interesting one. All right, so next we're going to go ahead and move on to Tudor Street. This one ended up selling for $750,000. This one's a complete gut and remodel. This one, I know the owners here were investors and bought this property for under $500,000 and flipped it and made it quite a profit on this one. So this one, the closing cost was actually a concession on this property at $3,070 for helping on closing costs. So with that, I hope this helped. I know it's a little bit long-winded. Thanks for staying with me over the last few minutes. But this kind of gives you a better idea of what's been going on in the market in Covina in those specific areas. So if you have any questions or you want me to take a deeper dive into any type of neighborhood specifically over the last 6 months, but I'm going to be doing these videos every single week looking at the city of Covina over the last 7 days. So make sure to tune in, see what's going on, who's buying these properties and for how much. I think it's really imperative that you have a real estate agent that actually knows from detail to detail what is being purchased, what type of buyer are buying these properties, and what the concessions are looking like. So you have a better idea of what you have going in, and making sure that when you are selling your property, that you are doing it with the most knowledge that you have available to you. So again, my name is Jorge Marquez, a real estate agent here in the city of Covina and the surrounding area in the San Gabriel Valley. Would be happy to help you out. If you have any questions, let me know, or follow my Instagram page at Sold by Marquez, or check out my website at soldbymarquez.com. Thanks very much, everyone. We'll see you later.